Three Demons, Book 2, Chapter 17, A Reason for Living. After being separated, Kazuto calls out to the rest of the company, not being able to get a response from anyone. "It's as if it's soundproof," Xyla exclaims, putting her ear against the wall to see if she could hear anything beyond it. "Our only pathway was blocked off. We better go find another way in," Kazuto states, turning around and finding himself in shock as the staircase that was once behind them has disappeared and instead been replaced by a dimly lit pathway. "These ruins certainly aren't normal. We better find the others as soon or we might not get out of here alive," Xyla says. The two of them begin to carefully travel through the ruins, making sure not to run into any more potential traps. Both of them mostly choose not to speak to each other as it's clear their alliance is very fragile at this point in time. "Hey, let me ask you something." Kazuto turns to Xyla, catching her attention. "Why did you jump in front of Randy and Cello and take the blow for them, knowing full well they're both demons, something you despise?" Kazuto asks, a very stern tone being heard in his voice. "I did what I had to do to make sure my current mission is a success. Nothing more than that." Xyla quickly tells him, not looking him in the face. "You see, I find that hard to believe. You've said it yourself. You despise demons. So even if your mission was put in jeopardy, you'd never put your own life at risk to save one of us." Xyla grits her teeth at Kazuto's continuous prodding. The tension between the two becomes ever increasingly palpable. Kazuto narrows his eyes. "Look, I get it. You're experiencing new emotions outside of being an emotionless hitman for the church." This pushes Xyla's buttons to the point she has to stop herself from lashing out at him, going as far as grasping her warhammer. She turns to him. "Look, there are more important things to worry about right now. I would think you'd be more worried to find your company than worry about my actions." Kazuto smirks. "Fine, I'll relent. But don't think I'm the only one who has been questioning your past actions." The two of them continue through the dimly lit passageways, keeping their distance from each other, but still close to one another just in case of another trap. The further they go, the more the ruins seem to stretch endlessly, the feeling they are being led deeper into a labyrinth designed only to confuse and forever trap them creep into their minds. Xyla eventually catches wind of something, causing her to drop down to one knee and places her hand onto the ground. Kazuto turns to her. "What's going on?" "Something doesn't seem right. It feels like there's something close beneath us," Xyla reveals. Kazuto's eyebrows furrow as he watches Xyla's cautious movements. The dim light casts an eerie shadow across her face, adding to an already tense atmosphere. "Beneath us? What do you mean?" Kazuto questions, his voice that of a hushed whisper. Xyla's eyes narrow as she concentrates, her hand pressed against the cool, ancient stone floor. "I can feel vibrations. Subtle, but distinct. It's like something is moving underground," she explains, her voice low and serious. Kazuto's expression shifts from curiosity to concern. "Do you think it's another trap?" he asks, his instincts already on high alert. "It's hard to say," Xyla replies, her grip on her warhammer tightening. "But given what we've encountered so far, it's better to be cautious." The ground continues to vibrate beneath them, the sensation growing stronger with each passing moment. They exchange a quick, determined glance, silently acknowledging the need to investigate further. They inch forward, Xyla's hand still pressed against the floor, leading them in the direction of the mysterious disturbance. The pathway ahead widens into a small chamber, and as they step inside, the ground trembles more violently. Suddenly, the stone floor beneath Xyla's hand gives way, causing Xyla to catch herself as she looks down into the chasm below. A pit full of rushing water, going down deeper into the ruins, reveals itself. Xyla stands herself up, her eyes still fixed on the swirling water beneath them. This is unexpected," she admits, her mind racing to come up with a plan. Kazuto scans the surrounding chamber, his keen eyes assessing their surroundings. "We can't cross here," he states, his tone resolute. "But there must be a way. We need to find it." As they step back from the chasm, Xyla's mind churns with possibilities. The vibrations, they were coming from beneath. There could be a tunnel or another passage leading further down, she suggests. Kazuto's already stern expression shows signs of realization. "You might be right, but with the strong water current, it'll be difficult to find." Xyla nods in agreement, her mind racing to find a solution. The rushing water adds a layer of complexity to their situation, making it even more challenging to navigate through the ruins. "We need to find a way to cross the water without getting swept away," she says, her voice determined. Kazuto begins examining his surroundings, the small chamber only leading to a dead end, forcing any more travel to be done through the roaring water. Kazuto's analytical mind works quickly as he assesses the situation. The rushing water poses a significant obstacle, and they need to find a way to cross it safely if they are to continue their journey through the ruins. He surveys the chamber, his gaze falling on the walls and the ceiling, searching for any potential solutions. Zyla joins in the search as well, her eyes scanning the chamber for any hidden mechanisms or clues that might help them, the dim light casting an eerie shadow, and the sounds of rushing water reverberating through the air, a constant reminder of the challenge they face. There must be something we're missing, Zyla mutters, frustration tingling in her voice. Kazuto sighs. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. This catches Zyla's attention as Kazuto begins to push his bones out of his body, the bones bending and snapping in place as Kazuto grunts in pain. The bones beginning to turn into a makeshift raft. The raft plops onto the ground and off of Kazuto's body as he falls backwards, breathing heavily as the holes left from the bones on his body begin to close. Zyla watches in astonishment as Kazuto goes through his unconventional transformation, forming a makeshift raft out of his own bones. The sight is both disturbing and fascinating, a testament to his resourcefulness and willingness to go to extreme lengths to solve their predicament. I hate having to do stuff like that. My body can't handle that much of my bone structure being gone at a time, Kazuto reveals as he lies on the ground, breathing heavily from the pain he currently is in. Zyla crouches down beside him. She begins to analyze everything that had just occurred. She can see the toll that his impromptu solution had taken on him, both physically and mentally. You shouldn't have had to go through that, she says sternly, yet her voice is laced with empathy. But your determination is impressive, Zyla admits. Kazuto manages a weak smile. His breath is still coming in labored gasps. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I suppose, he replies, his tone a mixture of self-deprecation and determination. Zyla helps Kazuto sit up, her hand resting on his shoulder in a supportive gesture. We'll make sure it's worth it, she says, her gaze locked onto the makeshift bone raft. Now that we have this, we should be able to cross the water safely. Hopefully, she continues. Kazuto nods, his breathing gradually steadying as he regains his composure. With their combined effort, they position the bone raft at the edge of the trap door as they plunge themselves into water. Zyla secures her warhammer to the raft as an anchor, just as before. Hold on tight, she instructs Kazuto, her grip on the raft's edge firm. Kazuto clenches his teeth, his grip on the raft unwavering as they push it into the water. The powerful current grabs hold of them once more, but this time they have a sturdy platform to guide them. The bone raft glides across the water surface, its buoyancy keeping them afloat. Zyla uses her warhammer as both a guiding tool and an anchor, skillfully navigating through the rushing currents. Kazuto keeps a watchful eye on their surroundings, ready to assist if needed. Their journey is still challenging, but with the bone raft they have more control over their movement. Zyla's focus is unwavering, her determination evident as they approach the platform on the other side of the chamber. With a final push, they successfully guide the bone raft to the platform. It collides against the stone with a thud, sending the two of them flying across the ruined platforms, their chests heaving from the exertion. We made it, Zyla says, a mixture of relief and triumph in her voice. Kazuto begins crawling back over to the bone raft. He places his hand onto it as he absorbs the bones back into his body, the sounds of cracking and tearing being heard clearly. As they catch their breath, they realize they've overcome yet another obstacle in their perilous journey through the ruins. The stone door with its intricate symbols still stands before them, a testament to the challenges that lay ahead. With a renewed sense of camaraderie and determination, Zyla and Kazuto stand ready to unravel the mysteries of the door and continue their quest deeper into the enigmatic labyrinth. End of Chapter 17.